we just wanted to take a few minutes and send you all a personal invitation to join us on April 4th.
Thank you, Jim and Donnette, for joining us this morning.
Well,
Thank you.
So the mobility we're talking about, I say good horsemanship's good horsemanship, and I don't hesitate looking over the fence at anybody riding a horse with any kind of tack, any breed of horse, any discipline. If I see them doing something with a horse that I'm not familiar with, or I can't do, or maybe I even see them doing something in a different way than I'm used to seeing, I'm all eyes and ears. I have no prejudice of who I learn from if they can improve my horsemanship. Can you move your horse, and how, not just how good can you move your horse, but how willing is your horse, and kind of where's his attitude at?
Well, and I think that historically people forget the origination of dressage, and what the word means is training. And those were war horses. And I can't think of a better description of any athletic horse and mobility than the war horse. I mean, it's a combination of a good cow horse, a good jumping horse, a good reining horse, a good dressage horse, a good bullfighting horse. It's all rolled into the one. And what it really comes down to is that through using the exercises of dressage and that to gymnasticize your horse to move with different angulations and create a elasticity through their body, it just gives you the ability to, for me, it keeps me pliable in my thinking. I think that's the bigger thing that I have to continue to gymnasticize is my thinking. World of horses, there's a lot of people that talk about circles or straight lines, but because they don't have a way to measure it, by the time they get from one starting point to the end, they've moved that line 3 feet simply because they've not made good choices. How this applies to roping or the cow horse or the jumping horse or any of the above is, it's simple, it's measurable. You're either in position or you're out of position.
The first thing is we got to get mobile before we can, ask for a shoulder in or a punches in or a spin or a rollback or all that. And it comes in layers. You gotta get the hind end mobile. People can take their head and go left or right, and the horse kind of goes left and right, and they're satisfied with that. Well, that's fine. But if you're going to get to higher levels, you gotta have a lot more working than that. And that's kind of what we can talk about more in depth, is how do you get these different layers? How do you get the horse more mobile, not just left and right and forwards and back, but to different speeds, different gaits, but increments and precision in each one. That's what we need to identify, and that's what we all try to do. Jim and Donnette and I, we're very much the same in that regard, that we look for those little things, not to be picking on the horse. I don't mean to sound like that, but we're looking for those little things that might be missing or could be smoother, could have a better understanding, better communication, and that's refining horsemanship.
What does your horse think about what you're asking, and what's the response or the reaction?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, if I'm getting a reaction, I would, I look at it this way: if my horse is reactive, they're surviving. If they're responding, they're thinking their way through the problem to the solution. So those are just ways that I like to look at how I'm communicating with my horses. And I don't really care what anybody else's feedback. They always tell me the truth, and they tell me what they need from me. But it's taken a lot of smart people out there to give me a broader understanding of what my options are.
In the work that we do, kind of what's really kind of nice is that there's levels, and at each level there'll be a new skill introduced. And just like anything else, there is good application and there's not so good application. And what is really nice in our world at this time is that we have you come down, Martin, and join this dressage community and bring in your ranch horsemanship, and it just completely, it's not just the it's not just what you're teaching us, it's the people that we need to be on the horse to create a willing horse. And I'm excited to share. I feel that we'll have some video, we'll have some photographs, and we'll talk about, you know, some things that end up going south and not being so good, and we'll have some things that will be beautiful to share, and hopefully will land in a inspirational way for people who are watching.